Hi, Michelle here. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and do a lot of repotting. As you can see, I kind of already started this. This is actually the second attempt at this video. The first video had no sound, and I didn't realize it until I was already well into potting. So I apologize for the second version of this video. If I say anything that sounds like I didn't explain it very well, is probably because I said it before and I forgot to re-explain it, so I apologize. What we're going to do today is I have a whole bunch of propagations that I need to pot up, and I'm going to go ahead and explain to you why I'm potting them up in a completely different substrate than I used for the last time I did a major pot up. The last time I did a repotting this large was on my old channel, Heron Fam. This is my new channel at Heron Fam 1. It's the same stuff. Everything's the same. I still talk about Hoyas, and pretty much exclusively Hoyas, even though I have more houseplants than Hoyas. If you like today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That lets me know that you like the kind of content that I did today and that you'd like to see more of this kind of video. If you'd like to see more plant-related content like this, especially more Hoya-related content, please consider subscribing to my channel. That helps me get the word out to other YouTube watchers, and it also helps me get the algorithm to show my videos to more potential viewers. If you would like to add to the conversation anything about what you see today, please put it in the comment section below. I definitely will respond to anything you write. I love to interact with the comment section. And so now, on with the video where I let you know what exactly I'm doing today. So what I have today is 2 Hoyas that I already took out of the water I was propagating them in. One is a Svetlana. That tiny little point at the end, that's how it's different from this finlaysonii, which is round, unlike most finlaysonii, but it's got no tip at the end, and this one has that little tiny tip right there at the end. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and pot these up, but I am not going to pot them up in pond, which is what I have been pretty much exclusively using for the last 2 years. I'm going to pot them up in an organic mix. This mix, let me get a spoonful of it. This mix comprises largely of cocoa husk, which is both in chunk and it's a little bit broken down into fiber, coarse perlite, a little bit of orchid bark, and some horticultural charcoal and tree fern fiber to bind it all together. And that's what the moisture, that's what is the smallest particle for the moisture to get onto the roots, but yet stay separated and airy so they're not locking moisture against the roots like soil would. Soil turns into mud, for lack of a better term. It doesn't turn into mud, but that helps you get the picture in your head. It kind of conglomerates against the roots, and the roots can't get air. But tree fern fiber is a stick. It's a fiber. It will not disintegrate fully. It will maintain its structure. So will the cocoa husk. So that's why we're using it for our Hoyas. The thing to keep in mind, and this is something we're going to talk about here in a second, I'm going to pot this up in, let's see what I want to do. I have a choice. I have 2-inch pots. I could put it in that. I could put it in a self-watering pot, 4-inch, which is more like 3.5. Or I can put it in a Big Mama 4-inch pot. I don't think I need the 4-inch pot. I think the 2-inch is too small. So I'm going with self-watering 3.5-inch. This needs a wick to operate. So I'm going to take my wicking cord over here and take a piece of it. Oop, there's another piece too. So what I'm doing today is something a lot different than what I've done for the past 2 years. And in all my videos, I professed my love for pond. And I still love pond, don't get me wrong. It serves a great purpose, but it has done me wrong. And I will show you where it has done me wrong when we get to it. And it's not just caused me problems with big plants. It's caused me problems with small plants too. Let me get this Svetlana potted up and then I can tell you why. Okay, so this might go against what you think you can do, but you can. I am putting this in a self-watering pot with a wick. Yes, you can. You don't need to only use pond in a self-watering pot. This will work because this accepts water constantly. Cocoa husk does not break down fast when it is consistently exposed to water. Bark does not break down fast when consistently exposed to water. Tree fern fiber does not break down fast when consistently exposed to water. Perlite does not break down when consistently exposed to water. So these ingredients are all acceptable to put in a self-watering environment. They will not have issues. So please feel confident that you will be fine if you put organic mix into a self-watering pot. Now, would you want to put soil in a self-watering pot? I have done mixtures that have a tiny bit of soil in a self-watering pot. We're talking maybe no more than 5 or 10%, just enough to hold the mix together. So we have a Svetlana done. So we're going to set this aside and I'm going to change my camera battery. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, so now we're on to the 2 finlaysonii cuttings and we're going to put that one in a 4-inch pot. We're also going to add a trellis to this, but I did not bring the trellises with me and I am not going to go get the trellises now because I got too much stuff around me. So what I'm going to do is I have some Hoyas here. The reason why I have so many Hoyas here, I guess I should say, is because I started them all over. This particular Hoya, not. This finlaysonii, the reason why I have this finlaysonii is because I had to take my plants out to spray, and this finlaysonii had grew up through the shelves of my Mills bow and into behind the pegboard you see behind me. And I couldn't get it out without cutting it. So I had to cut to remove the finlaysonii. So Now I have cuttings. So what can you do? You know, the thing you got to remember about that is, you know, you get more plants out of it. At least it's a temporary problem, but a long-term gain. I can't say that, a long-term gain. So, you know, the question is, what do you use? You know, are you a diehard pond user? Have you always used soil and never strayed from it? What is your, you know, method of choice for potting? You know, what do you use? How do you keep your Hoyas? Do you? I should have cut this. Look, it's huge. It's tall. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that. I'm gonna cut that node off, and I'm just gonna stick this in here, right in there like that. No roots, no nothing. I'm just gonna root it in the mix. Just root it. Let it root on its own. And this, I'm gonna curl around, and I'm gonna pin in place like that. So that is our finlaysonii. So now I have a cutting of that, a pot of that. So now I can sell it. Of course, the selling market right now is next to nothing, so we'll just pin that down just to make it a little easier. Now, what I explained in my first attempt at recording this is I don't just leave these like this in my cabinet or on my shelf or anything like this. I have a saucer that goes down, and I wish I could. I'll have to show you a B-roll of it. They're just like 3.5, 4-inch saucers, 3-inch saucers. And they have a lip that is about this tall, maybe about 3/4 of an inch tall. I put these these pots on those saucers. And then I fill up the saucers with about 1/4 of an inch of water. Something to keep these pots wet or damp all the time. So what I do is I put a little water in the saucer, then I let it sit. When it dries up, when the saucer gets a little dry, I add just a little bit more water. So like maybe every 3 or 4 days, I'm adding just a little bit of water just to keep the cocoa husk mix damp. It can dry out a little, but you don't want it to be light brown, bone dry, because that's when the Hoyas, I mean, I know some Hoyas like that, but in my experience, the Hoyas I raise, some of them like that, most don't. So this is the finlaysonii. This I will use a saucer because it does not like to dry out. Okay, this is my Globulosa Cao Bang. These, I took cuttings from the plant because the plant was yellowing and dying. At every time I looked at it, it was getting worse. So I took cuttings off the plant, and it looks like they have rooted very well. They have many, many, many root nubs on this. So they're gonna root even further after I take this off. So let's see what they got. This one's got kind of a chlorotic leaf. Let's just go ahead and take that off. April from Unsolicited Plant Talks does this. She will cut off any unattractive leaves. So if April does it, I can do it too. So these, I'm just gently feeling the roots to make sure they are not gonna tear off. These are really full, nice, big, thick, juicy roots. They are not breakable at all. So I'm just gently loosening these roots. You do it in a circular motion, and the roots feel very firm. So they are good. This is going to make a very beautiful plant. These are going to be beautiful as they grow, because all of these will now, look at the roots on that. Wow. Those are huge roots. This one too. Okay, so now I'm going to get a big pot. Big one I got, the 4-inch. And I'm going to put just a little bit down. And let's just start. Boy, this may be too small. These are big cuttings. Tall cuttings too. They're all on the outside. That kind of sucks. I don't want them all on the outside. I want them to face one way. That kind of sucks. Maybe when they get in the light, maybe they'll kind of turn, hopefully. See, all these leaves are way out on the outside of the pot. I can kind of force them in a little. Okay, so here we go. This is what we got. We got a literal flower pot of Globulosa. I'm sorry it doesn't look any better. There's not much I can do. They're all literally leaves on stems. Hopefully, once they grow a little, this will improve just a little bit. But for right now, that's what we got. So we're working with it. That was the Globulosa from Cao Bang. All right, now let's get this guy. Holy cow. Look at that. That is some root system. That is not a cutting. That is a gigantic plant with a huge stem that is rotten halfway up. See how you can take that stem and you can bend it? That whole thing needs to come off. All the roots on that stem, that part that are rotten, are also rotten. So I'm not going to cut any of the roots that were not, but see how you take these and see how they just rot right off? See, you just barely take them and they're just rotted. So you have to be careful, but just be gentle with the roots, but check them out, make sure they're good. And these are all good. You just had to cut to the stem where it was healthy. Okay, now I see sap, so it's healthy. It's already got new growth. It's got a baby leaf there. It's got a new growth right there. It's got new growth tip right there with a new leaf maybe. So it's got lots to go. So I'm going to put this shoot in a 4-inch net pot. I think I want to do that. Let's look at the 4-inch pot. That's pretty good too. That's a pretty good option because that's a big stem. So maybe I should go ahead and put that in a 4-inch pot. Yeah, let's do that. Because the goal here is not just to pot these up, but to let them have a pot that will be theirs for a little bit. You know, let them have some room to grow. The idea is not to give them a pot that they're going to become root bound in 3 months. Yes, Hoyas like to be root bound, but do Hoyas like to be squished to death? No. You know, they like to have good accommodations too. So this will allow this plant to grow and eventually become root bound for a long period of time, and I don't have to worry about it. So that's what we're going to do with this. Is a hanhiae. It's a pretty one too. It's a very pretty one. So that's the hanhiae. Goes in a 4-inch pot. Oh heck. I had another Globulosa Cao Bang. Let me put this in there because this has got to re-root because these roots are rotted. They're just pulling off because I put it in this is a soil mixture and it rotted the roots. So I knew that happened. And I'm going to cut this leaf off because it's got these two. And I wonder if I should, I'm just going to cut that. And I'm going to put that in here. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing. All I did was put that cutting right there and put a pin in it so it can root and grow with the rest of them. Glad I found that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pot up, what's this? This has got some deykeae. Oh, it's got a little bit of, it's got a little bit of everything. We're going to take it out. I'm going to set that aside right now. And we're going to grab this because this is what I want to work on next. Let me stir this up a little. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at, and what I'm looking to repot right now is the deykeae. Because that deykeae is a son of a gun, I'll tell you that. I don't even know if it even rooted. Looks like it rooted a little. I'll take a little. Because that's about all I'm going to get. Okay. Oh, that's got a nice root. Look at that. That's a nice root. Okay, so we got one that really didn't root and looks like it's got damage. Okay, so we're gonna get out the 4-inch pot. Probably could go in something larger, but that's what we got, so that's what we're working with. Okay, so let's see. Firm. Good. Good. No roots. Well, a little bit of roots, but they're rotted, so clean these off. Okay, so we're gonna stick that one right there. This one's got like one root. Okay. This one's got super roots. Super roots. Let's make sure they're healthy. Yep, they're healthy. Put this one right in the middle. And super roots. Wow, that's super roots. Oh no, stay there. And there we go. Is that all of them? Nope. We got 2 more little ones right here. We got this little one leafer. It looks like it's never gonna do nothing else. And we got this little guy right here. So we'll stick these over where everything wants to come out. This stupid little guy. And right here. Stay in there. Okay. Now we got to try and put some dirt in here. I'm getting more outside the pot than I am inside the pot. Okay. This deykeae is always the hardest plant to work with. I never have any good luck working with this deykeae. It is always a pain in the butt. See? It's a pain in the butt, I told you. Get back in there. Get back in there. Get back in there. See? Stuff being top heavy and don't want to get in the pot. Everything over here wants to pop out. I think that means I need more dirt over here. Get back in there. Get back in there. Get back in there. See? Stuff being top heavy and don't want to get in the pot. There better not be any more deykeae cuttings anymore, because they ain't going in this pot. Okay. You may need, okay, this one I think needs a pin. There we go. Oh, I think I got it. Wow. That is one full deykeae. Oh, this one might aid. Look at that. Can you believe that? Now think of what that's going to look like when that starts growing. That is incredible. That's amazing. I have some collina IR26. That plant kicked the bucket on me, and all I have is a little bit of cuttings left, and it doesn't look like any of them rooted. So I am just gonna put them into chunky mix and let them root that way. So for that, I'm gonna use the tiny 2-inch cup. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings. If they don't want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to them. Okay, let's see. I'll get these out too, because there might be there's a collina in here too. I think. Let's see. We got a New Guinea ghost, a rotundiflora. Oh my gosh! This thomsonii has 2 peduncles and they're both budding up. Oh my god, that's incredible. Look at that. Can you see that? That peduncle is budding up right there. And then right there. That's incredible. Okay, and then another New Guinea ghost and a caudata big green leaf. Beautiful. But no collina. So, okay. So we're going with the 2-inch pot. I'm just going to fill this all the way up since there's no roots on that. I'll just stick them in. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of a weird one. And that's all I have left of my beautiful plant is 3 tiny little cuttings. Oh, no, 4. 4 tiny little cuttings. Four tiny little cuttings, and that's it. There we go. Collina IR26 repotted. Okay, believe it or not, I gotta change the battery again on my camera. So I'm running through batteries like water. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pot up these 2 New Guinea ghosts. And what I'm thinking that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell these. So I'm thinking I'm gonna pot them up each separately in a 2-inch pot. Okay, so there's New Guinea ghost number 1, and I could probably sell that pretty fast. And I'm gonna do the same thing for New Guinea ghost number 2, which has a growth tip that has stopped growing but is still good. And look at those roots. Wow, those roots are incredible. Those roots barely fit in the pot. I'm going to have to tell whoever buys this that they're going to have to repot it immediately. Okay, here's the second one. Here's one. Oh, what? Forgot to deal with what I'm dealing with down here. Okay, so let's see. Here is an elliptica that did not root, and an elliptica with a couple of nasty leaves that did not root, and another elliptica that did not root, and it looks like it had maybe a peduncle or a new growth that didn't do anything. So first of all, let's clean up this dying bits and the dead stem at the bottom. And let's see, make sure all these leaves look fine, because we don't really want to have unfortunate looking leaves on our new plant. So, you know, these leaves don't look the best, but what are you gonna do? And this one, it's got a new leaf. Okay, so we're gonna put that in, because I have an elliptica too. Because I took the elliptica out because it's got root mealies. And I think I want to deal with that last, because I don't want anything else to catch the root mealies. So I will do that last. So these elliptica, I'm going to set aside. I'm going to put back in the water, and I'm going to deal with those last with the elliptica. And I'm going to put those in with the main elliptica plant. Okay, so we have this rotundiflora that has these roots. Some of them are rotted, but it looks like just one or two. But still got roots, so. So let's put this in a 2-inch cup. Since there's no roots, we'll just push it in the pot to make it stay. Okay, push it all the way in. All right, there we go. Let's get this in. Let's put a pin in it so it stays nice and firm at the top. Okay, there we go. Little rotundiflora. Go in the prop bin. All right, then we got this beautiful little thomsonii that has peduncle. 2 peduncles. So we're gonna put this in our little 2-inch pot, and we're gonna baby this thing. Now, oop, there we go. Okay, we got this done. Now, there we go. So now we have this all positioned so the peduncles are out of the way. Let's push this over a little. So now we got it so the peduncles are all safe and everything's safe. So now somebody will get that nice, really nice little plant. And a caudata big green leaf. Now, experience has told me these are not the most popular, but hey, what are you gonna do? We'll put this in a 2-inch pot as well. because I definitely don't need another caudata big green leaf. I have a gigantic plant of it. Okay, my battery is really about ready to run dead this time, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and exchange the battery. But before I look, there is the caudata big green leaf and its new leaf in a 2-inch pot. Okay, sorry about the little break. I know the sun went down a little behind me, so you can tell that I had a little bit of a long break. I had to charge up my camera's battery, so it's a little bit later. What I'm going to do right now is I have a few more Hoyas that I need to address, so let's go ahead and start addressing them. First off, I have this Hoya, this is a Sarawak. This is a Latifolia Sarawak, formerly known as Sarawak, but unfortunately, it has root mealies. So what I'm going to do is I have my watering can and I put some Pure Crop 1 into it. And this Pure Crop 1 will, I'm going to turn on my battery powered sprayer. This Pure Crop 1 will actually eliminate the root mealies. Okay, well, there are 2 holes in those cups. There's no we're just going to go ahead and remove that. It's too bad, too, because that's a very good root system. Oops. Yep, that root meal is all right. Let's go ahead and cut this. Let's go ahead and cut the roots off. And we'll start it again, which is unfortunate because those roots were really good. I have rubbing alcohol somewhere around here. We'll put this up. We'll use that for the next Hoya that has root mealies. Here we go. Spray rubbing alcohol and all that. This is a broken vine, so we'll cut that off. Actually, we'll look at the vine and we'll cut that down to the node. And then we'll repot that in a 2-inch pot. Spray. We're gonna have to get rid of this. Okay, so we're gonna where'd the cutting go? Where'd the cutting go? Oh, there it is. Okay. This Sarawak. Latifolia, sorry. So there we go. There is the Latifolia Sarawak. We'll put this down. The next Hoya we're going to do is, let's see, we got the elliptica cuttings. We got this one. Okay, let's do this one. This one is a Crassipetiolata splash that got root rot. Well, I don't think that the roots are rotted per se. They're just very thin. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and repot this. Leave the roots that are in there now as is. And we're just going to stick this in a 2-inch cup. With new potting mix. Okay, so there we got that. That'll go back in the prop bin. Put this stuff away. Put that away. Okay, now we got a linearis cutting that is in fluval stratum. I'm going to put this, into a chunky mix. He's got the most fragile little roots. So, chunky mix all the way. And I'm going to put them in a small container since they are quite small. But I'm thinking, should I prop them?
Yeah.
They're just starting to grow, so I think I'll let them grow a little longer. So, there we go. Here we go. So put that back in the detolf when I'm done. There's a little tag for it. Okay, so now we are basically, oh, here we go. This is a little pauciflora that I got. I'm going to repot it into something a little different. Okay. Pot it into something a little, slightly bit bigger. Take a look at the roots here. I got quite a few new Hoyas in the past couple of months. And when I say a few, I mean a few. I have to count for sure. But if I would say 20 or a little more, I would not be surprised. And that is not like me. I normally don't buy very many. But I will say that most of these Hoyas that I got were not purchases. They were trades. And I will tell you that was so exciting to do that, to do trades with people. I got some amazing Hoyas in trades with people. And the nice thing about trades is you're not out any money. You're just out a couple of cuttings from your plants or maybe some propagations you have. This is my pauciflora. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And it's in a little 2-inch pot now. Here we go. This is a Clemensiorum I got, and I put it in my prop bin, but it's very floppy. So I think the roots that came with it are bad. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up this and take a look at the roots. Oh yeah, those roots are, look at those roots. You can see the strings. Look at those roots. See how stringy they are? So they got to go. They weren't stringy when I put them in there, but they are stringy now. So that the Hoya rotted those roots, or I rotted the roots on that Hoya. All right. So the reason why I noticed this Clemensiorum was because it was so floppy. And I said, okay, well, the roots look decent when I first got the plant, but I put it in the prop box because I had the seeking suspicion that the roots were not going to last. So that's why I did that. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just stick this stem in all the way to the bottom. And then there we are. Just a nice new propagation. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to unpot this species Sabah, because see how floppy this is? This shouldn't be that way. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's nothing to this. And this is wet too. Yeah, this is all rotted. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of that thing. Let's get another cup. And we'll just pack it up a little. This will be exciting once it roots and starts growing again. We'll put a little strawberry fork on it, or I think you put a plant pin or whatever. So there we go, the species Sabah. So there we go. Let's wipe off the leaf. There we are, getting these all processed. Now the next thing we're gonna do is I have this Hoya polyneura silver. I'm gonna take cuttings of it and pot it all in the same pot. So we're gonna take this out, maybe. Okay, there we go. Look how nice those roots look. Those roots look very nice. I am going to put it in, no, I'm not. I'm going to put it in 4-inch pot. So we're going to put this in right here. And I'm going to take 3-leaf cutting. Let's cover this up. I wanted to go ahead and reroot this and put it into something that I could make a bigger plant of. So this is exciting that I get to finally cut this up and put it into something bigger. So then we'll do two nodes for this, and then the other 2 nodes with the fresh growth. And then there we go, 2 nodes right there. There we go, beautiful. Look how beautiful that looks. And I can't wait for that to grow. That's gonna look amazing. That really is. Okay. Okay, I have this little Heuschkeliana green, just a regular green Heuschkeliana with huge amounts of growth. A little twisted around, but it's got great roots. So we're gonna pot it up in a little 2-inch pot. We're gonna give it some life, give it some happiness. Hopefully bend it back into shape. What are you gonna do? It's almost Thanksgiving now. And that brings the question, have you stopped receiving plant shipments for the year? Or are you in a warmer climate, warmer area where you can still get shipments? Do you winterize and are safe, even if you're in the cold? Do you skip until getting plants until the beginning of the year again when it turns springtime? Let me know. I don't really pay attention to the seasons because I'm fortunate to live in some place where it's warmer. So it doesn't really get too cold here throughout the year. That was my Heuschkeliana green, my Heuschkeliana pink, but it's the regular Heuschkeliana, it's not a variegated one. Now I'm going to take out one of my cuttings that has been rooting in sphagnum moss, and I think that it might be ready to start to come out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of the moss and out of the sealed container, and I'm going to put it in a chunky mix, but I'm going to leave it in the prop box to go ahead and acclimate. First it's going to acclimate to the prop box in the chunky mix. Then I will acclimate it to the Mills bow with the chunky mix. So this is the part I dislike the most. The part where you take the moss off the roots. And you have to be so gentle. And you have to be so careful. I'm being as careful as I possibly can. Sorry if I'm being quiet. Oh, there goes a big piece. That might be the last big piece there is, other than this little piece right here. Okay, I think that's about all the moss I can get off the roots. So that's what I can get. So we'll see. So let's go ahead and put this in a little 2-cup. It right there and fill her up. Okay, look at that. That looks pretty good. Species Sarawak. Okay, there we go. So all the roots, got that. Here, let's see if I can lighten up the camera a little bit. So we got that, and we got the leftover moss we'll use for something. I'll put it in my moss container. So now we're gonna do my Clemensiorum, and my Clemensiorum has root rot. I'm pretty sure because it's not doing anything. So let's go ahead and take a look at her, you know. Let's see. Well, the roots are very, very fine. They're not dead, they're just not very good. Some are dead. Some are they're just really fine. Where's theirs? Oh, there's scissors. I'm looking here and I'm just thinking it might just be easiest just to cut the roots off and reroot. Except these two roots. And there might be a root mealy on the stem. Uh-oh. Spray this with rubbing alcohol, if I can find the rubbing alcohol. There it is. Okay. All right, so now we got this. So what we got left is this with a stem. So we got one root, maybe two, but we got a short stem. This is going away. We're gonna put it in, a 4-inch pot. I'm gonna set it down in there. Okay, I'm sorry I kept silent for so long. I'll fast forward through all of that. But here is my Clemensiorum. You can see it. It looks so much better. It looks great in this pot with this setup. I really like it. I think it's going to do good like this. Okay, that's all done. So now all we have left, let's see, we have 3 plants left. This is one. This is my Hoya Medusa. Hold on. Clemensiorum. I need a trellis for this, but it's not going on a trellis. It doesn't want to go on a trellis.
A few moments later.
Andrew. Can you pretty please hand me a bamboo trellis from in my, below my, where all my is on the right side?
I don't know what that is.
A trellis is a bamboo U-shaped. this one.
Alright.
It needs to be a short one. Should be already out of the box.
I was moving everything back.
Oh, okay. Yep, thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate it, Ender. Okay, here's the root system for the Medusa. It's fairly good. All right, so we have 2 plants left, and I'm gonna do, nope, we have 3 plants left. One was, oh, nope, this has already been taken care of. Oh, let's put this tag in here. All right, so now I'm gonna address the major one first. This is the Hoya polyneura. What's left of it? Hi, video editing Michelle here. I wanted to go ahead and just pop in real fast and let you know that the polyneura repotting is actually going to be its own video. I'm going to go ahead and stop here and end the video. I'm going to make the polyneura repotting its own video. It actually takes about an hour for me to repot the polyneura, which would put this video at over 2 hours, and that's just too long. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Sorry for the abrupt ending. Things just happened. I didn't realize that it took so long for me to film all this. So if you have any questions, put them below. I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.